wanders through the Lake District, bagging Wainwrights and outlying fells. With his trusty eyepiece, a cap, and rugged good looks, his name is Dave Ostor, the Mountain Man. He wanders through the Lake District, bagging Wainwrights and outlying fells. With his trusty eyepiece, a cap, and rugged good looks, his name is Dave Ostor, the Mountain Man.
Right, welcome back to the only active channel on YouTube that has brought you all the Wainwrights and outlying Wainwrights. Where are we today? Today we've parked up at Seathwaite Farm and we're just going for a bit of a walk. It's an area I like to go because I know it's very comfortable paths and you've got plenty of options. We've got Seathwaite Fell in front of us, we've got Base Brown to the right and Glaramara to the left. But I think what we're going to do today is go and pick up a couple of new burkets for me, namely Ill Crag and Broad Crag, two of the highest mountains in England, which are a little unloved because they're not Wainwrights. But yeah, Monday morning, just gone 7 AM, and guess what, I am actually promised excellent visibility up there, although I can see Great End shaded in the cloud, and that's where we may be going up from. There's a route up Great End called the Band, which is a direct shot from Sprinkling Tarn area. I've never done it before, so this could be interesting. Okay, so just under a mile up the track, you come to the first point of note, Stockley Bridge. No YouTuber can pass this bridge without filming it, and if you do, YouTube will demonetize your channel and give you a strike. So yeah, get your camera out. But yeah, I do love this track. It gives you a mile to break yourself into the walk. It's a bit bumpy, so you can adjust your boots accordingly, and it's good on the way back as well, so you can sort of de-stress and by the time you get back to your car. But the work starts from this point really. This will take you directly up to Esk Hause. This is the route we'll be coming back down on later, I think. But yeah, up here to Styhead Tarn is where we're going to go. We did this in the winter last January in the snow, and certainly need crampons for that. Yeah, it's a pleasant little walk up to Styhead Tarn, and I'd probably use it as practice if you wanted to go to the next level of mountain hiking, because this is probably going to be your first experience of exposed rock where there's no clear path. You just have to go for it. It's very comfortable, like I say, but it just will break you in gently to bigger things to come, you know. And yeah, path's wonderful. It's very gradual, even though it does look pretty steep on camera here. Aye, so already I've delayed there. Officially it's about the 15th day of summer. It's rained every day of that 15 at some point. This is the wettest place in England, Seathwaite, famous for that stat. You can never trust the weatherman. He did say excellent visibility and fairly hot today, so believe it or not, I have a jacket in my car. I nearly put that on as well. But yeah, a quick warm up along that track there does get your body to temperature. And yeah, anyway, Seathwaite campsite absolutely packed. Like I say, Monday morning, schools haven't even broke up yet. I think the Scottish ones have, but yeah, full of midges down there. I was attacked immediately when I left the car there, so yeah, that was a laugh. Felt like I was in Scotland. So here we are, up and out of the Gill in 45 minutes, about 1.5 miles to this point. Now, the hard work's done, really. From here to Styhead Tarn, very little effort required, you know. It's quite a safe amble walk. But I'm going to do something today that I've not done before, and that's go up to Seathwaite Fell to keep it fresh. When I did my Wainwright round, I made a bit of a boo-boo and I used the high point of Seathwaite Fell, Great Slack, as the Wainwright. I have been up here before, but I've never brought it as the Wainwright. So yeah, the path is very faint, there's nothing to mark it, so you've got to be sharp. And there's a trod right up this gully here, and this will bring you right out pretty much on Seathwaite Fell's Wainwright summit. Right, it's a bit of an unpleasant little path this up, but it is a path, it is there. It's fairly easy to follow. It's a bit squelchy, but I'm quite impressed with my fitness. This is 3 days after my last video on Great Calver, and I haven't really had a sit down yet for this point. Normally I've had a 2 or 3, so yeah, that just shows you get out frequently, otherwise your body does forget it. So here we are, just up the Gill there. That was some steep climb, but it certainly got the job done very quickly. I'm a little bit concerned because base ground behind us there is in the flag, that's around the 600 metre mark, so I'm promised it will shift by about 10 o'clock, so I've still got an hour and a half. Yeah, looking good in the northern fells, even Skidder's clearing, so it's looking promising to get some decent views, Great End and Ill Crag and Broad Crag. So here we are, approaching the first top of the day and the Wainwright summit of Seathwaite Fell, not to be confused with the actual high point of Seathwaite Fell, which is further along the ridge of Great Slack, which is in fact a burkett. But yeah, get this one done for round 2, and the first time I've actually recorded this on the channel, so now I can say I've brought you all the Wainwrights on the channel. Once I touch this cairn just here, there we go, Seathwaite Fell. Bit of a doddle really, comfortable little top. Peace. Alright, so it's a slippery little bugger up here. You've got to watch your footing, but this is where we're going to next. We're just going to walk the length of Seathwaite Fell here. Great End, sadly, is still in the clag there. So yeah, hopefully it'll have cleared by the time I do the length of this. So I'm not going to go to the Burkett summit because, well, I can't be bothered. And Broad Crag and Ill Crag's going to take it out me. It's they're both in excess of 900 metres. They are very big fells. Yeah, this sun's starting to get pretty warm, but it is forecast for super winds all day again today, 30-40 mile an hour, so I don't think it's going to be pleasant on the tops there. We're going to be going up the band of Great End, which is a direct route. I watched the Fat Boys on tour and Andrew Foster do it on their videos last night, so yeah, I should be able to manage it. I think the Fat Boys, Graham and I think it was Collett, no, it was Bert, was it? I think they went wrong on a couple of sections, but yeah, it looks fairly forgiving. I do have the GPX on my watch there to keep me right, and there is a cairn, I believe, marking the start of the route up, so yeah, should be fun. So let's get over there and see what it's like. So yeah, it's a pleasant little fell to walk across Seathwaite. I think it's I think Tracy Attrell said it was one of her favourites. There's lots of little tarns dotted about everywhere, and just before we get to the start of the Great End band scramble, we are approaching the capital of wild camping in England, and that'll be Sprinkling Tarn. We'll pass by Seathwaite Tarn as well. So yeah, it's just a pleasant little amble, not too much ascent through the mounds here, and this is looking up to Great Slack, the Burkett summit, and the actual high point of the fell there, which I think that's fine if you want to bag this fell as a Wainwright. Wainwright does like his end points, but if you do want to complete the fell, you do need to actually go up there. It does remind me a little of High Rig, as in it is a bit of an adult playground up here. You could spend all day just exploring all the little crags knocking off the end here. But there's a couple of hostels I could have on this fell. I've got my iron one sticking off the end over there, but I'm not sure if it's easy to get to or not. Anyway, that's for another walk. Approaching Seathwaite Fell's Tarn, and Great End is clearing just behind. I thought I was going to have to delay my ascent going up there, but that's good news. I think the band is just up here somewhere, so yes, perfect. Thank you, weatherman. But I do like this tarn here. I think it's better than Sprinkling Tarn. If you were camping, I think Sprinkling Tarn's better, but if you were camping, I'd come here. I bet nobody makes the effort just to go a little bit higher up from Sprinkling Tarn. Probably less pitches here, and it does look fairly boggy, but I think you're more protected from the wind here, I believe. So look at me with my wild camping expert knowledge. I've even camped before once. And here is the main event of Seathwaite Fell. Sprinkling Tarn, the capital of wild camping. Now, don't actually see any tents. It is a Monday morning, just gone 9 AM, so if anyone was here last night, they've followed one of the ethics of wild camping is you leave early before walkers get here. It looks like everyone's done that. It looks like the prime pitch is definitely on that island in the middle there. Oh, that'd be absolutely fantastic. The mighty Great End here. Generally the Wainwright, a lot of people do end their rounds on as it's the Great End, but I think Tony's Trails did it recently on his second round. But I do believe it is precisely here that is the wettest place in England. So yeah, there is a lot of towns. Must be all running down from Great End. There's quite a lot of big fells. This is pretty much the start of the Score Fell massive here. I believe it starts here and goes all the way to Slight Side on the other side. So that's a walk I've never done, just the entire Score Fell massive. But yeah, anyway, we're just approaching the path, the good path which will take you around Sprinkling Tarn, and we're going to cut a right. Right, here we are on the pitched path just by Sprinkling Tarn up here. This is looking directly at Great Gable, which I'm glad is in the Clag, because I was half tempted to go up there today. Never had a view on that fell, so I'm saving that for a glorious day. This, incidentally, Great End is for round 3. I did toy with the idea of going up Scorefell Pike. It would add more views onto this video, I guess, but no, I'm just about the Burketts at the moment, and I'm excited to get up this new route here. I am fairly anxious as it's a new path and not a straightforward tourist route, so yeah, you do have to have your wits about you. I do like to come on these routes solo first, just to see what it's like and see if it's suitable to bring other people, you know. Okay, so according to my watch, this is the start of the band, and I did think there was a turn marking the way, but apparently not. But you can see a faint track heading up this way, and it is right on my GPX there. So yeah, it's back down at 1700 feet here, so just over 1,000 feet straight up there. Can't be that bad, can it? So I'm just sitting here composing myself before I begin properly looking up to Great Slack there. There's all sorts of routes you could do, you know. It looks quite gradual. I mean, there's no paths there I can see, but I'd like to get into that and just making my own routes up fells safely, obviously. Great Gable still in the Clag, Windy Gap, brutal little place. I've heard it's a pretty nasty descent from there as well. And still in the Clag, just round the corner there, you can see Kirk Fell, and there was a fatality on that last week, unfortunately. So yeah, makes you think, God, it's a brutal ascent up there, but God, I wish they'd give more details of how people died, you know. Was it a fall, or was it just I don't know, heart attack, you know, which could happen to us all, sadly. But you know, yeah, brutal. There is a sort of a faint groove etched in here, not obvious at all, so you're probably safer, or much safer anyway, downloading a GPX file just to guide your way. Just looking over to Yew Barrow down in Wasdale now. I love the pattern on Yew Barrow. I've only done that fell once, but yeah, there has been quite a few rescue call outs, particularly from Wasdale Mountain Rescue this last weekend, and it baffles me that a lot of them are group walkers, you know, that get split up in the Clag and they get lost. Who goes out with a group of people and splits up in somewhere you don't know? If you're new to an area, make sure you go with a group, or you're well trained in reading maps, or you have some sort of backup plan, because I don't know how people get lost on Scawfell Pike. There's paths that are well pitched, you know, from all sides really. I guess you could go down into the wrong valley, which would be a massive mistake, and then you might just be fatigued because you can't get back up and over to the other side, because there's a big gap between starting from Eskdale and Wasdale and Seathwaite. You know, they're big journeys if you make a mistake to have to rectify. But yeah, I don't know, I'm starting to think some people just get fatigued and they've heard of this mountain rescue helicopter and they use it as a way down, you know. But I get there are some genuine injuries, but no, if you're out with a group, you're going out with a group because you want that safety, so don't split up, for God's sake. I'm thinking more and more of offering a guide services up these fells, you know, where I pick them up from their hotels and drive them to the mountain, do the hill with them, whatever they want to do, take them back, because I do feel people need these services and they want them, you know. And you know, it's a skill I've got, you know, and a lot of people do have that. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, not just me, but yeah, there are a lot of hiking services, and it's something I would use, to be honest with you. I mean, if I was in a foreign country, say Germany, and I wanted to go the highest peak, I have no idea of German mountains, I'd hire somebody and go up with a proper group, you know. It'd be worth it for me spending what, 50, 100 quid, even that, just so I can feel rest assured, you know. So yeah, maybe it's something I will delve into in the future. Dave Austell Mountain Man guided tours. I don't really want to, but I'm starting to feel it might actually be a necessity, just to keep people safe. Anyway, working up here. Right, so this has actually been very pleasant up to this point. There is sort of a track to follow. No, I haven't hit the rock work yet, but if it stays anything like this, then I'll be happy. Whoa, goodness me. Oh, Piers Gill, nasty. And that must be Lingmel. I can see down onto corridor route that we did in the winter. That was great fun. I'm just going to delay my scent a little here because it is clagging in from Great End. I think that's section 1A done, much higher than Seathwaite Fell now. It does look like it gets a bit scrambly from here. Not pleasant, so yeah. I'm just going to have a chill, let that clag clear a little, then make my way up there. Okay, so we are now touching rock. This is the second, and I would assume more scrambly section up to Great End. It is hard to spot, however, There is a cairn kindly placed here to make sure you're on course there, so that should lead me where we need to be safely. So it looks like we have our first little scramble here. It is fairly greasy, but nothing too technical. So it is tremendous fun. The old anxiety is kicking in a bit because, like I say, it's a new way up for me, but I think these paths will be better second time round, you know, when you know what you're in for, like Jack's Rake, etc. Hated it at the time, but a couple of days later I'm thinking, was that the most fun I had in my life? Quite possibly. And I think again on Arran, 10 hours in the Clag and 40-mile-an-hour winds. But did I enjoy it? Probably now I did. It's a bit different. Oh. Right, just 500 feet to go. I'm going to be sad this is over. I enjoyed it. This is a great vantage point of all the little tarns along Seathwaite Fell. Dozens of them. Glaramara, the Nemesis Fell. This Clag ain't shifting. It's after 10 o'clock now. I'll be writing a formal complaint to my MP. Or the weatherman. Really there, but I don't know where that path came on from because I've just came round here. That looks better. Anyway, must have been a little mistake. Up here. Well, that was much more comfortable than I thought it was going to be. Still this little tricky section here up the rocky face here. It doesn't look like there's much of a path that I can see, but just something's just there, so yeah, that's been quite comfortable. Oh, and the Clag's nearly lifted, so I think we've timed it just about right. Oh, right, this is definitely the most tricky part of the entire walk. There's no path up this section here, but there are little cairns guiding the way, so you've just got to carefully make your way up through these boulders. They are pretty slippy, so you've got to take real care. You haven't quite made it yet. Oh, there we go. There's the final cairn, and the summit just over here. Oh, right, here we are on the second wainwright of the day. Great End, 9 feet short of Munro status at 910 meters. Anyway, this is where we're going next, over to Ill Crag, and we've got Broad Crag, 2 burkets that I do need. I've been over them before, but I've never summited them. I am half tempted to go to Fell Pike, but I'll see how I feel when I get to Broad Crag. But I love this fell, it's just pure rock. It's a bit like Fell Summit, although Fell Summit's always ultra busy. It's always fairly quiet up here, and can you hear that? Very little wind. What have I done to deserve that? There's quite a few plaques up here. It's got people's names down there. I don't mind that, you know. It's as long as you're not like welding anything to rocks. If you write your name on a bit of rock, I don't mind that, you know. It's a summit that a lot of people end on, like I say, the Great End itself. So yeah, anyway, I think it's tea time. Quite sure there used to be a wind shelter here at some point. You know, the moment where I knocked my jet bottle over and the flames nearly burnt me alive. I'm sure it was about there. There's a gentleman there in yellow who was past me on Seathwaite Fell just as we were going up there. He's done the corridor route, Fell Pike, all along here, up to Great End, and he's met me on Great End. That's upset me, that really has. We've been going less than 4 hours and he's done the whole corridor route. That is absolutely insane. Yeah. Can't have enjoyed it though, can he? However, I don't think he went to the summit of Great End, you know. I watched him. He went over to the cairn that marks the descent or the ascent, where you come up from the band. That's not actually the summit. So, oh, if you're bagging them, you fail Great End, you have to come back. Still upset. We're just working our way up Ill Crag now, and that's looking back over to Great End. Don't think it's too much more ascent up here, but it's not often you get these rocky scapes in the Lake District. I think it is kind of just the Seathwaite Fell massive that is like this, where you're just walking over boulders. It's quite a refreshing change. There's a lot of it on the Munros in Scotland, but yeah, we're limited to this range for these big things. But it's quite fun walking. It's a bit of hopscotch across the boulders. But yeah, here's Ill Crag just poking out on the end. What a fun fell this is, Ill Crag. What's this, an Andrew Foster route? Direct up it somewhere. Interesting, we've got two summits here on Ill Crag. That one looks higher, but this one here actually looks more distinct, so we'll cross over to this one first and then work our way up. Oh, a little bit of fun scrambling up here. Right, well, I don't know what this one represents, but it's got a nice cairn. There's definitely the high point over there. Jesus, cannot afford to make a slip here. Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen, the Great Moss. I've done all them, me and Mr. Dave Allen. Anyway, oh, look at Penn down there, so cute. Can't resist this shot. This is probably one of the best shots in the Lake District, surely. And here's a bit of a great mystery. I wonder why Wainwright didn't include Ill Crag and Broad Crag. They're two wonderful fells. I don't know about Broad Crag, I haven't got to the summit yet, but yeah, I haven't read his books yet. Need to learn to read first. But maybe he says about them, but yeah. For me, these should be number 215 and 216. I'll replace some of the crapper ones he's got, like Sour House. Right, over to the high point. Here we are on the summit of the first new fell of the day, the Burkett summit of Ill Crag. Cheers, what a fantastic view. I can't get over how small Penn is from up here. That is a hard fell to get up, no mistake. It feels good to have done all these fells, you know. Kind of can name them all. You've got Highgate Crags just over here, and it all looks tiddlers. Silvery Beeld and Scarlathin and Thornythwaite Crag. Wonderful. Anyway, I'm going to spend some time here and then nip over to Broad Crag. Look at this day now. So you're going to have to tear me away from this fell. It's absolutely splendid. That could be one of the best views in the Lake District, you know that. And I did wonder, a member of the Fell Nomads group and Fat Boys group, Steve Owens the Machine. I never met him, but he does look insane, and I've been told he's insane. He did go to Seathwaite Fell Pike's south summit, I believe, the other day, and I thought, is there a south summit? And yeah, you can see it here actually, so there's the main summit. And yeah, there's a distinct south summit there. I'm surprised that's not a Burkett or a Singe. I think that's going to be a new hostel, you know. Right, that's just down from the wonderful, and I mean wonderful, summit of Ill Crag. That's one of the best. Just a short trip over to Broad Crag now. Doesn't look too much descent and reascent to get back up to that. That's it, we've just dropped down from Ill Crag. We're picking our way up Broad Crag here. There are cairns to guide you, but I think you can just make your own way. It's fairly comfortable. There isn't really a path, or a path that's needed anyway. You just gotta make your own way up. There's plenty of rocks, just watch your foot in. There we are. I know something another one to build for your built. Well, that's Broad Crag, another new burkett for the day. Looking back at Ill Crag and Great End. Aye, it's like Piccadilly Circus up there on Fell Pike. I've just found the most comfortable ass-shaped rock on Broad Crag here. Oh yes, it's just perfect. Might sit here for a while. Right, a bit of an update. I was going to go to Fell Pike, but I've changed my mind now. I've had a near calamity there. I dropped my GoPro and it fell halfway down the mountain, just out of arm's reach. I am so relieved. That was near mega disaster. It's the last mountain you want to drop anything on. But yeah, I've literally just spent 45 minutes dismantling the summit of Broad Crag. Look at me, cut to pieces, my knees are scratched. It was just out of arm's reach as well. I panicked a bit. I'm so relieved now. But yeah, that's all my luck spent for this week. I just need to get back, call it a day from here. At the very least, I thought the camera was smashed because I didn't have to smack some rocks on the way down into that little crevice it got wedged in. That could have went right to the centre of the mountain. Absolutely screwed. Wow. This looks pretty tight. I am a little concerned now if Broad Crag's summit collapses. If it does, it was possibly my fault, so I'll throw out an apology now. But anyway, we should get back over Ill Crag here. God's sake, I'm still shaking. God knows where I've found that strength to move some of them boulders. I liken it to, you know, when a parent's child's in danger and they find some super strength from somewhere. So I challenge Eddie Hall to come and lift some of them boulders that I've just lifted. Good Lord, look at the state of my hands. I got it back. Right, we're just about down to the col between Ill Crag and Great End. I can't even think anymore. I'm not stressed now. I just need to get back to the car. So we're just about back at the col between Ill Crag and Great End here. I feel like I'm going to wake up from a nightmare at some point in a moment, or wake up and my GoPro's still going to be stuck there. I feel like the timeline's split there somehow. This is a parallel universe. There is one timeline where I didn't get that back, but I'm going to be thinking about that for the rest of the month. Anyway, we're just heading down to Esk Hause from here. Is that new? I don't remember that. One of those cross shelters being here. Then again, it was snow last time I was here, so it was maybe buried. Don't know what this fell is, but I'm going to have it as an hostel. I always see it when I come up to Esk Hause, and I'm pretty sure it's not a singe or a burkett or anything like that. So yeah, to cheer myself up, this is a new hostel. I'll put the name of it if there is one. Anyway, I'm going to sign off the adventure from here as we look up to Ill Crag, where we've just descended, over to Great End. We're just going to work our way back into Seathwaite from here. I'm still a bit shook up and I'm not thinking straight, so I need to sign off the adventure from here. So I just wanted to say thank you for watching. I appreciate it. A couple of Wainwrights today, a couple of new burketts. It's been good, but safe to say I'll never be back on Broad Crag again in my life. So thank you for watching, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you back out on the fells very, very soon. Peace.